Hey guys, it's Matt from Memento Mori marksmanship. Before we start shooting today, I just want to say thank you to Sheriff of Baghdad, John Shrek McPhee, for providing the online training and resources to develop skills that we're training today. So yeah, thank you very much. Keep it up. Okay, let's go. Today we're doing the one-handed placement test with variations from John Shrek McPhee, that is the Sheriff of Baghdad. And so what is the test? The test is 3 rounds from 3 yards with one hand in under 4 seconds. So this is a one-handed draw. You clear the garment and you draw the pistol and present all with one hand. And this is intended as a concealed carry drill slash test, okay? And it can be used, there's also a variation as a carbine to pistol transition. If you want a more detailed explanation of this drill, go to SOB TV and check out John Shrek McPhee's website and his premium app for a more detailed explanation of the drill. So all 3 of these are hits within our 3-inch circle, and that constitutes a pass. This is a pass-fail test. And 1, 2, 3 for the record. Shots dropping low. So that's a recoil issue, that's a stance issue. And we're going to keep doing this. We're going to do this a couple different times, each with a different variable. Yeah, I'll show you as opposed to talking about it. So let's do it. Okay, so that was our appendix carry run, and I think you can see that, right? First, second, third, really bad recoil control throughout, and great presentation though. Index and presentation were good. It's just, you know, limp wrist, limp shoulder, and I wasn't even paying attention to my stance. So anyway, learned something. A little keychain got up on my stuff there. Should probably change the way I go for my gun from concealment, from appendix, I should say. All right, I'm gonna sticker it up. I'm gonna do 2 more times, 2 different ways. Here we have a 35-pound sandbag. This is to simulate a toddler. All right, a sleeping toddler because he's dead weight. He's taking a nap. All right. Same time standard, same everything from appendix, and move this guy over this pocket. All right. So I'm going to start in the surrender position. Surrender will be with one hand, of course, because we got a chubby baby. All right. Let's go for it. Par time of 4 seconds. Time was good, 3:50, 3.5 seconds. My frickin' pocket knife keeps flipping out of my pocket because the clip gets caught on my shirt whenever I pull it up. First shot was to the left, the other 2 were in. I'll show you. Last one. Okay, you see that? Right? It's not in the shadow. Good go. I'm going to sticker that up, and we're going to do it from the hip. So obviously a left shot on the first shot is well, I guess I would say it was index normally. There it goes again, freaking pocket knife. Grab it from there and go for it. I felt pretty confident in my index, but when I was presenting out, I was pushing it, and I just kind of landed left. I think I'm not doing a very good job of seeing the front sight and pushing it to the target. That might be my problem. That's probably what it was. I like to think of this as kind of what would happen at the gas station, okay? At night, okay, when I'm pumping gas, and kind of ironically, because of just how my schedule is, I do tend to be pumping gas at night as opposed to during the day, okay? I have my handheld flashlight in my hand when I'm at the pump, right? I do my thing with my card and I start pumping, and then I stand there next to my truck kind of just chilling out, right, with my flashlight in my hand. I have been told by people who I respect that a flashlight can be very useful to distract and also kind of misdirect people who may have bad intentions. Like if somebody's walking up on me, right, at night at a gas station, I think it would be a little bit inappropriate to immediately escalate to drawing my gun and pointing it at them and saying, hey, get back, right? Instead, this is a perfectly appropriate thing to do, and no one can say that I have broken the law by pointing a flashlight at them and saying, hey, back off, bro, right? Like that's what crime have I committed, right? But on the other hand, if I point a gun at somebody, okay, that's assault, right? That's assault with a deadly weapon, just pointing a gun at somebody. If you didn't know that, you should look that up, okay? So that's assault with a deadly weapon. I don't necessarily want to assault someone with a deadly weapon just because I'm feeling a little bit uncomfortable, okay, with what I perceive to be their intent or bad intent, right? So flashlight's good tactic for that, I think. And other people, this is not my idea. I got this from somebody else, right? Adam from Spiritu Systems on one of their EDC videos. So yeah, so flashlight in the hand, obviously I can't use my support hand to support the gun, right? So what do? Well, I draw, okay, flashlight on, and I push the gun to the target and I pull the trigger, right? So that was a dry fire. So within the purposes of the drill, should probably not be, we're going to practice with the flashlight during the daylight, and then we'll do it again at night, or at least when it's a little darker out. The drill standard is 4 seconds for 3 shots, right? Let's tuck this so that it's exposed. Stick this on my pocket here. So the drill standard is 4 seconds, right? Let's do a couple dry fire repetitions against the timer. And yeah. Okay, that was well within our par time, but very sloppy on the presentation. So let's work on that a little bit, right? Okay. That was slow. Last one and we'll do it live. Okay, yeah. Within time standard, we're good to go here. I'm going to load and make ready and we'll do it. So it's a little cold today. I'm wearing 2 different layers, right? I have my cell phone in my jacket pocket. That helps me get my jacket out of the way. When I fling it aside, it kind of has a little bit more mass on it. You can tell the difference, right? Versus that. Okay, it wants to stay back there for like an extra quarter of a second. And that's very helpful to me because I don't want to get my stuff caught up on that, my hand caught up on that. But I have a flannel underneath that. I'm a big fan of flannels, but if I don't tuck it in, or at least partially tuck it in, it might get in the way of the gun. So, but this is how I usually carry it. So this is kind of an experiment, right? So, yeah. All right, flashlight in hand. Hit the timer. Let's do it live. 3 rounds. Okay. So my group is low and left. Okay, low and left group. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and this is a index issue. Okay, so a little bit funky on the grip there. We can tighten that up. Let's do that one more time. Live ammo. What was the time, by the way? 3:75. Okay, so we're within the time. It's a 4-second time bar, right? So yeah, I'm gonna sticker that and then we'll get back after it. 3 rounds, 4 seconds. Okay, well, I just want to put a disclaimer out there before you look at the target, okay? This usually doesn't happen, okay? Usually I don't stack my rounds like that, but I am very happy with that, obviously. I wish I had done that on the first shot. 3.79 on that one. Pretty darn good group, if I do say so myself. And yeah, we're gonna work this into some scenario stuff now. All right, so I put up the steel targets. We're going to be doing a dual target engagement for this one. Okay, so that's 2 targets, 2 rounds each. I do not have a time standard for this. So we'll come up with an average for this. If you want to recreate this, you just try to beat my times, okay? So, or just beat your own times, for crying out loud. We're up here at about 7 yards, okay? And we have 2 targets. Well, I should say we have 5 targets, but we're only going to engage 2 of them. We're going to engage the left and rightmost target. Every time we do this, we're going to switch between shooting the right and then the left first, okay? Let's do this foundationally, and then we'll increase the level of sophistication as we go, okay? So, first, we're going to do it with flashlight in hand, okay? Engaging right target and then left, all right? So about 7 yards from the targets, okay? And the targets themselves are about 3 yards apart, left and right. All right, let's do it. 2 rounds each target, one-handed on steel with flashlight. Okay, so we had a miss there. We're going to do this again. Obviously high on the left. That's an index issue. So, yeah, let's work this again. Decent hits on the left one though. Alright. The reload there, right? So empty mag, dropped it, no problem. Put it into the holster with the slide still locked to the rear, and then I just got the mag from my pocket, the new mag, and then inserted it with it in my holster. Pretty simple, right? Like, there's nothing awkward or weird about doing a reload with one hand. You just put it back in the holster and work it from there. Your holster, most holsters, besides those weird like pocket things, they're gonna let you put the gun back in with the grip sticking out in space, right? So why not just use it to hold the gun if you've got your support hand occupied, right? So yeah, okay, so that was a pretty good run. We're gonna do it with movement now, okay? And yeah, we're gonna keep going right to left. Might as well. That was 488, by the way, 4.88. All right. All right, that was even faster. 4.48. It says I took 5 shots, but I obviously didn't. I think my timer is getting bumped. It says 5 shots. I don't know what to tell you. That felt good. Let's do that again. I'm going to do it left to right this time. Okay, face this way. The idea is that we're kind of trying to hide our draw 3.7. So that was actually 4 shots. It didn't pick up a random ass second or 5th shot, right? I can just bump this thing, or can I? Yeah, okay. If I bump it, it picks up as a shot, so gotta be careful about that. Okay, so we've integrated movement going both left and right. Going to the right in movement is obviously a little bit awkward for a right-handed shooter, because well, at least with one hand. With one hand, I can walk and just go like this, right, when I'm going to the left. However, breaking that, okay, and coming this way, I'm kind of working against the natural tension of my core. So obviously hip flexibility is very useful, very important, something that I don't really have. So that's a lesson learned. Okay, we're gonna add a thing, and we're gonna do it with movement. So we have our simulated toddler here. Okay, this is about a 35-pound sandbag, usually for ruck marching, but today for dynamic one-handed shooting. So we're gonna implement the movement with a load, okay, and we'll see how this affects things. I don't really know. So okay, so let's do it. Go over here. Okay, so here's the thing about the baby. I talked earlier about fieldcraft survival, right? Kevin Owens with, I forget her last name, Amber, one of the folks that work at fieldcraft survival. I'm not sure if Amber is an instructor or some other kind of like content creator at fieldcraft. I don't remember, but when they talked about concealed carry considerations with a child, okay, they discussed covering the child from the threat. Okay, so you put your body between you and the threat, okay, relative to the child. And so that seems fairly obvious, right? I mean, instinctually everybody wants to cover I should say every decent person wants to protect children by physically covering them from threats, obviously. Okay, that's a very strong instinct. What was my time on that, by the way? 3.68. And so that's still important, obviously more important when bullets are flying. So it's easy to cover the baby when moving to the left, but what if I'm moving to the right? Okay, so still trying to move laterally to disrupt the enemy's ability to engage me. Obviously not moving very quickly, okay, but it's better than nothing, I guess. Was that 4 hits? That was 4 hits, right? I don't think I missed.
You missed the second.
Oh, really?
Second shot.
Okay, so I missed one. That's my bad. Yeah. Thanks for joining us. I'm Matt. This is Memento Mori marksmanship, and this has been one-handed shooting with tools and a toddler. So I hope you enjoyed this one, and remember, you are dust, and to dust you shall return. So take cover and shoot straight. Have a good one.